get more expert witness referrals. So in this video, we're going to talk about how you can get more cases and referrals as an expert witness. Now, before we can get into the details, there's one thing that you need to know. Most experts rely solely on trying to get more cases from other parties, and they do very little active work themselves. So you always want to make sure that you have a two-pronged approach to getting more business. The first prong would be trying to get more business from agencies, directories, and different kinds of listings. The second prong is to get direct referrals from attorneys and other parties. The latter is something which most experts simply don't do, and it's something that we cover extensively in our videos and also in our training. If you're interested in learning more about that, then you should definitely check out some of our other videos and perhaps schedule a free consultation call with us. So from which sources can you get the referrals and how do you get them? Well, let's have a look at that. So the three main ways for you to get passive business as an expert witness is from agencies, from directories, and from brokers. There's also a fourth area, which is if you're employed by a company. That's not something that we're going to cover here in this video today. So when it comes to the agencies, these are companies and organizations from where you can generate expert witness cases. Most agencies will charge you a fee for the cases that gets referred to you. And that fee will vary. It could be all the way up to 50% of your takeaway from a case. Second point are directories. Now, these are different kinds of listings where you can list your services. Some of them will charge an upfront fee for listing your services, and some will also charge an annual fee for maintaining that listing. And the third point are brokers. Now, these are individuals that specialize in providing expert witnesses with cases. And these cases will come from their vast network within one or several different niche areas. These brokers will also charge you a fee for the cases that they refer to you, and it would generally be a percentage-based fee on what you make on a case. So how do you then go after these opportunities? Well, in brief, when it comes to the agencies, they are pretty easy to find by simply using a search engine and searching for the type of field that you're in and searching for agency, searching for expert witness agency, searching for expert witness referrals, etc. You can also search for them on LinkedIn by using essentially the same type of search criteria. There is an abundance of agencies out there. Some of them are really broad, and some of them are highly specialized. When it comes to the directories, they're generally easier to find using search engines. So you would essentially go about that the same way as you would for the agencies. You will search for the relevant search criteria and identify the opportunities that way. When it comes to brokers, it's usually easier to use LinkedIn. It's the largest professional social network in the world, so you will have no trouble finding individuals that specializes in different expert witness fields. And I would also add that if you already have a network today and you're connected with other experts, then you should just go ahead and ask them. They will hopefully be able to provide you with good recommendations. Approaching your business development this way should hopefully lead to a stream of cases. But I would highlight that many of the experts that we interact with don't get enough cases, they don't get enough consistency in their cases, and some don't get any cases at all. And obviously, if you end up paying money up front for becoming part of these different listings and directories, it is a little bit annoying if you see no tangible results on the back of it. When it comes to paying for performance and actually paying a fee for the cases that you end up working on, then that's obviously a little bit easier to digest. So a few things that I think is worth pointing out here. When you obtain cases from agencies, directories, and from brokers, there's always a fee involved. And that fee can be pretty substantial. If you are paying for a listing that never generates any results, then obviously that's just money straight down the drain. If you're paying for performance, then you are monetizing that opportunity. But if you're paying upwards towards 30, 40, or 50%, there's a lot of money that you're simply leaving on the table. Another key issue worth pointing out here is the ownership of the relationships. When you are relying on other parties' network and relationships to provide you with business, it means that you are not in control of your own business because those relationships sit with someone else. So you are completely dependent on what other people do for you. And there is no such thing as a status quo. Things may always change in the future, and it could be for a wide range of reasons. It could be the fact that the company that you're dealing with or the broker that you're dealing with stops providing the service that they do. It could be a question of them starting to prefer other people. It could be a question of other experts joining their ranks, so there is less cases to go around. If you're interested in future-proofing your business and creating longevity in it, then it's always prudent to make sure that you have direct relationships too. And a third point is the process, and there are a few different parts to this. One of the more important things that you may be thinking about here is how and when you get paid. If you are in control and you set the terms and you also collect the payment, then obviously you're in the driving seat. If someone else is doing all of that, you are relinquishing control and there may be delays. Another area, which to some extent is a consequence of the second point around ownership, is that since you are not in control of the relationships, and some of these referral parties have no desire in allowing you to establish a relationship, they can end up becoming a bottleneck because they always want to be the middleman in between you and the ultimate end client. This also makes the process sometimes much more ineffective, because if you're in direct control, then you're able to operate in the most efficient way. So hopefully that overview gives you a better understanding of how to approach obtaining more cases from agencies, directories, and brokers. Now, as I mentioned, what you also want to make sure that you do is focus on developing direct relationships with the attorneys and other referral parties. If you're interested in learning more about that, then we've got several videos around expert witness marketing that will show you exactly how you go about doing that step by step, so that you're able to generate cases both actively and passively. So I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, then make sure that you hit that like button and the subscribe button, and enter any comments or questions down here in the comment section, and we'll make sure to get back to you. And also, if you have suggestions for future videos on topics that you want us to cover, then make sure that you put that down in the comment section too, and we'll address that going forward. Thanks very much for listening in.